Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 26th, and this is the morning review of the futures markets. All right, we're going to try to keep this one a little shorter than normal here. What I'm trying to accomplish, my mission with these morning reviews, is first and foremost just give my perspective on the markets so that others can hopefully learn something new, think about the markets in a different way, perhaps in a way that kind of sparks some ideas for you. Maybe you adopt some things that I do. But my mission is to help other traders. This is not financial advice that I give here on these morning reviews or ever in any of my videos. This is purely for education and a high level overview of what's happening in the markets. With that, I will start by saying I really don't trade the open that often. Right now, it is 9:55 a.m. Central Time. So the market's been open for just about an hour and a half. I haven't put on a single trade. So if you are getting chopped up in the morning and you're still learning, give yourself time to learn, saving some of your mental capital and trade after the open, right? In and lose all your capital for the day, get stressed, go on tilt, things like that. First thing in the morning, you should never, of course, tilt is never good, but take some time in the morning, have a routine, follow a process, and prepare yourself for the day. We can be better traders when we become and we are better versions of ourselves. So let's go ahead and dive right in. On the left-hand side of the screen here, we have the 30-minute chart of the NASDAQ. I'm going to blow this up, NASDAQ NQ Futures. And we're looking at Trade-of-8 trading platform here. So what happened? What has been going on? Let's go ahead and just zoom out a little more to the daily chart here. Daily chart. Blue line, 21-day moving average. Red line, 50-day moving average. And the 200-day moving average is this light blue line down here. Wow. Moving averages stacked on top of one another. This gold line is the daily VWAP. What's happening? Well, all-time highs made, little pullback, go into an area where there's a lot of liquidity in here. Daily fair value gap, if you want to put it that way, for all you ICT traders out there. And now we're pushing back to the upside. Had favorable news in terms of news that will affect interest rates the way that the markets would like interest rates to be effective, meaning interest rates are dropped and they're lowered. That's what the market wants. So with the economic news yesterday, we had a very nice push back to the upside in the NASDAQ. And now look at this daily candle. Do you see what I see? I see a candle that is literally stuck right in the middle of today's range. From 19,894-ish all the way up to 20,073-ish. We are stuck in this range. This is actually a very pivotal moment for the NASDAQ during today's trading session. Let's go down to the 1 minute and see what's happening because this is pretty exciting right here. Okay, why is it exciting? Well, here's our 2,000, right? 2,000 right here. Very pivotal level, obviously. Okay. 2,000. Boom. Are we going to stay above 2,000 or are we going to break below? Is this like a measured, look at this nice trend line that we have to the upside here. Interesting. Here I am doing technical analysis, but I'm trying not to do too much technical analysis on these morning reviews, but since this is live, we're open, the market's moving and we're at a key level, why not just kind of talk through some of my process here. So another thing I see, this is a 1 minute of the NASDAQ. We have a very flat VWAP. We have a flat 50-day moving average. This is a 1 minute chart. In the VWAP here, we had a trend line. that just broke, in my opinion, right? My line on this chart, we're breaking to the downside. Interesting. And another flat moving average right here. So we're totally flat, which means we can move in either direction. Based on where we're at, look at the NASDAQ is now literally flat for the day. Flat. And we're 2 hours into the market open. What is happening here? We shall see. But you know, you could probably, there's probably a lot of people out there kind of looking at this like, oh, like we're sloping to the upside. But if you look at this big push down, push back up, oh, we did not go higher, even higher than this high here. We were lower. I'm looking at this area right here, the last push to the upside. Well, this is lower than this high and this high. Interesting. So where do we go from here? We shall find out. But go ahead, that's what's happening with the NASDAQ this morning. ES, S&P futures. Very quickly, going to the daily chart. Okay, just still stacked on top of it on one another. We talked about how this was a very nice move. We could have taken a trade to the upside in this area. It's on the daily time frame, bounced off moving averages and the VWAP, boom. Recent all-time highs, coming back down. Nice pushback, push upside yesterday, and now same thing where ES is down 8.5 points, and we're 2 hours into the market open. And look at this daily candle right here. This is balance. This is the high. This is the low, and we're just right in between of the range, in the middle of the range here. So that's what's happening with the ES. Dow. That's the 5-minute chart. Let's go ahead and look at the daily. I already see major differences in the tape or the price action of the Dow, the YM, versus NQ and ES. Dow came all the way down, nice push down to 39,337-ish, and now we're all the way back up to 39,463. And you know, this candle, look at the difference. This candle versus the other two daily candles on the other indices that we looked at. This candle, we're sitting in the top half of the day's range versus right in the middle. Just an observation. And let's go ahead and look at gold. This is a 5-minute chart of gold. Look at the daily. We're coming down on the daily. This is a very pivotal level for gold. Pivotal level, this whole area here, right? Because we have a kind of, why is it pivotal? This day back here, and by the way, this is literally just lines and boxes on a chart, everybody, for the record, but this is part of my process and how I view the markets. So we have a push down on this daily candle. We bounced out of this area once. We came down, bounced out of this area 2 times, came down, bounced out of this area 3 times, 4 times. And the question is, are we going to bounce out of this area, meaning come in and push up to the upside for a 5th time? Are we going to bounce out of this area for the 5th time? That's the question here. We don't know. Opinion, there is a bit of a trend line coming down. Obviously, gold has been moving down since making these all-time highs. This is on the daily chart. So do we bounce and come up back towards this trend line before we finally move down? Are we going to break out to the upside? Who knows? But that's what's happening with gold. And that's today's morning review. So everybody, discipline today, be patient, follow your process, and trade well. Have a great day.